Hello everyone and welcome back to the new video. If you are a first year MBBS student or about to enter any medical college, then this video is going to save you a lot of confusion, money and stress. Today, I'll explain all the important books you actually need for your first year MBBS subject wise, which book to study, which ones are optional and which ones you should avoid buying unnecessarily. So watch till the end because I'll also give smart study tips for your first year, and let's begin. Let's begin with the first subject of your first year, that is anatomy. Anatomy is the heaviest subject of first year and choosing the right book is very important. Let's begin with B.D. Chaurasia's Human Anatomy. This is literally the holy book of anatomy, especially in our nation, and this is a must-have. BDC actually comes mainly in 4 volumes. Upper limb and thorax comes in volume 1, lower limb, abdomen and pelvis comes in volume 2, head and neck comes in volume 3, and the brain neuroanatomy comes in volume 4. And you will also get a small general anatomy book in the B.D. Chaurasia's Handbook of General Anatomy. Why one should choose BDC? Because it contains the concept in simple language, perfect for theory exams, diagrams are exam friendly, and direct questions are asked from BDC. If your goal is to pass exams well, then BDC is must and it is non-negotiable. You will also get a free human anatomy chart which contains nerves and blood vessels of head and neck, even upper limb and lower limb, and many things as a complimentary if you buy the B.D. Chaurasia books. Now comes the alternative version, the Vishram Singh textbook of anatomy. To be honest, this is the most student friendly book because it has better flow, slightly more conceptual and cleaner diagrams are there. So one should choose either BDC or Vishram Singh, not both. If you ask my opinion, better to go with Vishram Singh because it is more student friendly and helps for rapid revision. There is one more book called Gray's Anatomy for students, but that book is concept oriented, but it is excellent for understanding, contains very good diagram, but is not preferred for students. Usually the professors go through Gray's Anatomy book. You might be surprised about this book called as Netter Atlas of Human Anatomy. This is a very beautiful book. This atlas is compulsory. You can look at the beautiful diagrams which help in student for understanding the concepts in much more easier way. For osteology, you can go through the skeleton and joints unit of the general anatomy of B.D. Chaurasia itself. For embryology, all the 3 books are excellent, but if you are more exam oriented and you want to score more marks in your exam, better to go for the Vishram Singh Clinical Embryology. Human Embryology by I.B. Singh is also the best book, but it is difficult to understand. And Langman's Embryology, it is the most standard, and if you want to revise or study embryology in a shorter period of time, it's not possible. So I better recommend you to go through the Clinical Embryology of Vishram Singh. For dissection, you can go through the Grant's Dissector or Cunningham's Dissector Manual. Now let's move to the second most important subject of your first year MBBS, that is physiology. Physiology is all about concepts. It forms the basis of your pathology in second year and medicine surgery in your final year and entire MBBS. The first most important textbook is Guyton and Hall. It's usually called as the concept king of physiology. It's the best book for understanding and gold standard worldwide, but it is not at all exam friendly and it is difficult to revise. So one should use Guyton only for concepts and not for writing exams. There is one more standard book called as Ganong Review of Medical Physiology and it is advanced. It's more suitable for PG preparation and deep conceptual understanding, not recommended for beginners. Now let's come to the actual point where one should choose at least one Indian author book, that is either A.K. Jain, Shambhalingam, Indu Kurana or G.K. Pal. Why Indian books? Because Indian books are exam oriented language. They contain easy diagrams and structured answers. For university exam, Indian books are enough. So you have 2 important books in front of you. That is Textbook of Medical Physiology from Indu Kurana and Arushi Kurana, and Textbook of Medical Physiology, that is by G.K. Pal. Indu Kurana's Textbook of Medical Physiology is a very good book, but it is too bulky and it will become difficult for you to revise for your exams. This is the book which is preferred by all my batchmates and has given distinction for all my batchmates, including me. I have got distinction just by reading this book called GKPAL. This is a very beautiful book, contain beautiful diagrams, beautiful flowcharts, and all the answers are in point wise. So it helps for better understanding, and you can recall very easily from which part of the page or from which part of the textbook, which paragraph the answer has to be collected while writing or like while recalling for your exams. If you are mainly focusing on your university exams, then Textbook of Medical Physiology by G.K. Pal is the best, and it is the better alternative for all other physiology books. And if you go to the practical physiology part, many people or most colleges recommend A.K. Jain Practical Physiology or Ghai Physiology Practical. But in our college, we all referred for Textbook of Practical Physiology by G.K. Pal and Parvati Pal itself. This practical physiology book is must for Viva and practical exams. Now let's come to the last subject of your first year, that is biochemistry. Biochemistry scares many students, but with the right book, it's manageable. Let's move on to the most popular book, that is Textbook of Biochemistry by Vasudevan. Why one should choose Vasudevan is simple, because it contains simple explanations, good flowcharts, and ideal for exams. You can also go through the table. It is crystal clear and not confusing at all. There is also the exam focused alternative book named by the author Satya Narayan. It is actually the best book because it is shorter, easier to revise, and preferred by many of my seniors. So choose either Vasudevan or Satya Narayan. There is also this famous book called as Lippincott's Illustrated Reviews of Biochemistry. This book is completely related to conceptual and international standard. It is not needed for your exams. Use this book only if you want to enjoy biochemistry, not at all recommended for your writing exams. For your practical biochemistry, usually the books are provided by college, so you need not buy your extra books. If at all your college does not provide any book, you can go through this book because all our batchmates and our entire college uses the same book for practical biochemistry, and the author is Wilma Delphin. This book is sufficient for your practicals because it contains all the procedure, tables, calculations, advantages and disadvantages of many things which are usually asked in your biochemistry practical Viva exams. Mainly it contains clinical significance of all the things. For example, estimation of urine or serum creatinine, estimation of uric acid, protein in urine, etc. So, smart buying tips include: don't buy all books at once. Ask your seniors before purchasing. Second-hand books are totally fine. You need not be buying brand new books for your MBBS. One main book per subject is more than enough for your exams, and use YouTube and notes for rapid revision. To summarize, for anatomy, go through BDC or Vishram Singh plus Atlas. For physiology, GK Paul or any other Indian author plus Gaitan for concepts. And for biochemistry, it's either Vasudevan or Satya Narayan, because all these books are excellent for your exam and for your concepts. Thank you.